photo as she leaves for her first trip abroad to visit the homeland of her parents. She and Romani are seen visiting Puccini at his villa. The great composer died just 6 months later. Although she had not sung abroad due to her demanding schedule of operatic performances at the Metropolitan, concert tours, and radio broadcasts, she did accept to sing 3 seasons at London's Royal Opera House, Covent Garden. She is seen here in her debut as Violetta in La Traviata and backstage with Luisa Tetrazzini, who's seated, and the famed flamenco dancer L'Argentina. The only other occasion she was to sing outside of the United States was as Giulia in Spontini's La Vestale, which opened the first Maggio Musicale Fiorentina in the city of Florence in Italy in the year 1933. Her career, she showed her brilliant versatility and secure vocal technique by creating a renaissance in Mozartian opera which has not been performed in decades. She's seen here as the Donna Anna in Mozart's Don Giovanni, a performance in which Gigli made his Metropolitan Opera debut with her, and Ezio Pinza sang the role of Don Giovanni. What a cast! Here she's seen in one of her radio broadcasts of the General Motors Hour, and, at the same period, on the balcony of her New York City penthouse with some of her adored pets. We see her in Hollywood in 1936 with Shirley Temple, and on a set at MGM Studios with Clark Gable, Joan Crawford, and L.B. Mayer on the right. In the year 1935, Ponselle was at the height of her vocal prime and was considered by many to be the reigning queen at the Metropolitan Opera House when she took a diversionary path in her career considered by many to be a gamble. After singing 4 seasons of Norma and mostly all of her classical repertoire, she decided to take life a little easier and went to St. Moritz, Switzerland, engaging the services of the most famous director of Paris's Opera Comique, Albert Carré. He was going to prepare her for Carmen. She also went to live among the gypsies in the caves of Spain to learn their ways, and went to her dear friend L'Argentina to teach her the art of flamenco dancing and playing the castanets. Her Carmen became such a popular box office success that the Met had to feature 4 live radio broadcasts of her performances within a 2-year period. The New York Times called it the hottest ticket in town. Some critics did not welcome the change of Poncelle's repertoire from the classical diva to the wild gypsy, but nonetheless her public was so very enthusiastic that MGM and Paramount Studios both offered her motion picture contracts to make a film of it. This is Ponselle in a 1936 MGM screen test as Carmen singing the chanson poème. With the Met on tour in Baltimore, she was to meet and fall in love with the only man she was ever to marry, Carl Jackson, the son of Baltimore's then mayor, Howard Jackson. Seen here backstage after her performance of Carmen with the mayor, Rosa has taken the arm of Carl, who is standing next to his mother. Rosa and Carl were married in 1936. The best man in the photograph is the tenor Richard Crooks. They had an extended 3-year honeymoon in Los Angeles, California, where you see the newlyweds at a birthday party for Judy Garland, along with the child actor Freddie Bartholomew. In another photo with Nelson Eddy and Edward G. Robinson, both of whom were madly in love with her and were prepared to leave their wives if Rosa would leave Carl and marry them. Her Hollywood days were happy and productive, with concerts and radio performances and recording sessions. She is seen here in a recording session with Joan Crawford and, again, with Romano Romani at the piano. The year was 1939. In 1940, Rosa and Carl left Hollywood to settle in Maryland's Green Spring Valley, where she purchased an 80-acre tract of land and built an Italianate villa on its hilltop, calling it Villa Pace, after the famous aria in her debut role, Pace, pace mio Dio, peace, peace, my God. Rosa and Carl divorced after several years of marriage and life in Baltimore. And Rosa went on to dedicate her life to coaching young vocal talents such as Beverly Sills, Leontine Price, Cheryl Milnes, Daniel Ramey, and William Moorfield. She is seen here at age 70 in the music room of her Villa Pace, and again here on her estate, walking with her beloved pets. Many greats visited her at her Villa Pace, among them Luciano Pavarotti, seen here with her at the piano and with one of her favorite cats, Norma. Most of her pets were named after her operatic roles. Her favorite pastime in the summer and fall months was swimming in her 60-foot-long pool. She's seen here in the pool, and in the background you can see the son of Romano Romani. Her last formal photo was for the cover of Opera News at the age of 80. She died at the age of 84 at her Villa Pace, which for 5 years thereafter was open to the public as a museum. Ironically, her last spoken words before her death were, Pace, pace mio Dio. My whole life has been a force of destiny. She closed her eyes and was gone.